Welcome to Diplomatic Channel. I am Amarachi Ubani. This week, America elects a new president, and though they may not be entering into office until January, it sort of changes everything. All eyes are on the United States this week.
So we're one day away from the change you've been waiting for your entire life. You got to get out and vote. Get out and vote. We got a rigged system, folks. Get out and vote. Be very careful and get out there, because together we will make America wealthy and prosperous again. We will make America strong again, like the people that are here at 1 o'clock in the morning. Strong people, and all those thousands outside, strong people. I admire the people here. We will make America safe again.
I really do want to be the president for everybody, people who vote for me, people who vote against me, because I think that these splits, these divides that have been not only exposed but exacerbated by the campaign on the other side are ones that we really do have to bring the country together.
Can you do that? Can you heal the journey?
Yes, absolutely. I love this country, and I believe in our people, and we have a big agenda ahead of us, but I'm excited. I think we will get a lot done, and I do think we'll bring the country together.
Now, this reminds me of an interview I had a while back with U.S. politics expert Mr. Curtis Adiba on the upcoming election. Mr. Adiba, thank you so much for joining us on Diplomatic Channel. What makes the American elections so intriguing for those of us who are not Americans?
Well, America is world leader in terms of multilateral agencies and organizations. Now, if you look at the United Nations, for instance, America has got a veto power. If you look at organizations like the World Bank, the IMF, they've got important say in who becomes the chief executive of those organizations. You look at the military, a strong, powerful military in the world. If you look at the economy, forget about the fact that the Chinese economy is growing at 6% GDP and all that. America remains the biggest economy in the world still. So whatever happens in America affects all the entire world. When they sneeze, we all catch fever.
What do you think that non-Americans have deduced from the 3 debates that have taken place so far?
Well, I think we're learning about the quality of the candidates. We're also learning about the issues that matters to Americans. Forget about the hot exchanges, the divisive rhetorics. Forget about the incendiary remarks and all that. But the truth of the matter is that we are learning that it is important to interrogate candidates. It is important to talk about the issues, and not just debates at talk show like we have here, or people think it's not even important at all to attend the debates. We're learning that the process in America is long, it's grueling, and then the people get to understand. So you can't really hide yourself, and I think we need to do that in our part of the world, so that we get to understand the candidates, the quality they bring, the understanding of issues is very key.
Yeah, very, very key indeed. For the rest of the world, the millions of us who are watching from, a very long distance away and looking forward to the debates, looking forward to the elections in November. How does the American electoral process impact on all of us?
Well, the process, as we have seen, is long, is tortuous, is also very educating. The voters need to understand who is going to be their leader, and by extension, the leader of the free world. They want to understand your temperament, get to know and understand your temperament, your maturity, your understanding of issues. And we've seen that very clearly. That one of the things that Hillary keeps saying about Donald Trump is that Donald Trump is temperamentally unfit to be the president of the United States. We also heard that from President Obama, who says that, look, to be in the Oval Office, you need to be sober and calm. All right? You don't first of all shoot before you aim.
That's something he's done over 8 years.
That's something he's done over 8 years. And so he understands. And he also tells us that, look, listen, not me, not Bill Clinton, not Jimmy Carter, not Ronald Reagan. Nobody has prepared to be president more than Hillary, because she understands the issue. So debates help you to understand who is stable, who is sober, who understands the issues, you understand, and who can be an effective president.
When you said sober, it actually reminded me of something that Donald Trump said. He had called for a drug test for Hillary Clinton before the last debate, where he said that she had been so pumped up and all of that.
Yeah, when she came in.
Yeah, when she came in.
And when she was going back, she was.
She was worn out.
She was worn out. With Donald, you can't put anything beyond him. I was listening to Hillary Clinton and Donald during the Albert Smith.
The Al Smith dinner.
Al Smith dinner. And Hillary said, look, Donald wanted me tested for some performance enhancement drugs. He said, you know what? And Donald is right. That drug is called preparation. I was preparing for the debates. And you can say that. He said all kind of things. I mean, he said it's called Mexicans, rapists, thieves. It's called African Americans, lazy slobs. He says there should be a total ban on Muslims from coming into America at some point. And somebody was Hillary was jokingly said 3 days ago during the Smith and said, look, I don't know how President Obama will get into America because with the total ban on Muslims, because Trump believes that Obama is a Muslim. Yes.
Yeah, and he still believes he's not an American either. Now, speaking of Trump's rhetoric, he's been playing up one about the elections being rigged. Do you think that this will cast enough doubts in the hearts of voters as they go to the polls?
It's already casting. I mean, a lot of people, reading the polls today, 50% of Republicans already believe that the polls are rigged.
No way.
But it is impossible to rig these polls because in America, you don't have one election. You have 50 elections because all the states are in charge of their elections and local officials are in charge. For example, if you look at Florida, Florida has got 29 counties. Each of the counties have got different rules governing their elections. So how are you going to connive with all the local officials to rig this election? Secretaries of states of Republican parties have come out to say, no, Donald, this is not possible. In fact, it has been tested that in 1 billion votes, only 34 were found to be irregular in the past.
And that's not enough to make any impact.
It can't even make any impact in a county election, talk less of a presidential election. I think Donald is up to a game here. The game is to get his supporters to say, look, let's depress turnout for the Democrats. If I'm already giving the impression that the outcome doesn't matter, no matter what we do, the outcome is already determined. Then the Democrats will say, okay, well, Hillary might win, given the fact that Donald is not even too serious about this. So why do we need to turn out to vote for her? And that is why you see the Democrats now going out and say, look, just ignore Donald, go out there and do your thing.
No, but how dangerous is what he's saying? How dangerous is it, to have people think that the election is rigged? I mean, this is the United States.
Extremely dangerous, because that's again the substratum and the foundation of democratic governance in the U.S. In 240 years, all right? The strength of American democracy is the ability of the candidates to give up. Once the results are known, you concede and you congratulate. So what Donald is doing is very dangerous, extremely dangerous, because it's hurting the democratic process, it's casting doubt on the strength of American democracy, and that shouldn't happen.
Let's look at what he said about accepting results. He said that he would only if he wins. Yeah. What does that imply?
I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, like Hillary said during the last third debate, Donald only accepts when he wins. Even when he lost an Emmy Award, he tweeted and said it was rigged. Everything that does not favor Donald is rigged. And that's very, very unfortunate, because you also have to be magnanimous to accept the outcome. Look, losing the presidential election in America is one of the most painful things you can ever encounter in life. Because you would have worked for 2 whole years, your family would have been exposed, your business interests exposed, and then you are like just 2 feet away from the White House and you lose it. It can be very, very painful. And that's why you see the strength of American democracy, that in spite of all the money spent, energy, everything, a candidate will still stand once the results are known and said, congratulations to his opponent, and then he makes a concession speech. So it's key. It's key to their democracy.
And he not only makes a concession speech, he also offers his own services to the new president. He
Yes.
says, I'm willing to work, with the government and so on. Yes. But has there been any instance in the history of the United States where the loser has refused to accept the results?
Not any. The closest we had was Bush and Al Gore in 2000. And that situation was clearly different from what we're having right now. Now, the difference then between Judge Bush and Al Gore was 537 votes. And under the laws of Florida, once it's that close, there's an automatic recount. But before then, Al Gore had put a call to Bush to concede and to congratulate him.
But our discussion this week is based on a report released by Human Rights Watch about soldiers, vigilante and male officials in IDP camps in Nigeria requesting sexual favors for food and supplies from female IDPs. Human Rights Watch had released a similar report in June and has once observed that there is not enough food in the camps. Not like it's a survival of the fittest going on down there, but it's clear a lot needs to be done to care for these people. President Muhammadu Buhari has promised to investigate the contents of the report based on eyewitness accounts and has put the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, on top of the situation. IGP Idris has set up a special dedicated investigation team to thoroughly investigate all cases of sexual abuses, exploitation, harassments, gender-based violence, and professional misconduct on internally displaced persons in some northeastern states. Before we go into the discussion, I'd like to play back a report from earlier in the week to give us an idea of what it's like in the camps.
The accusation of rape and sexual exploitation was posted on the Human Rights Watch website. It bears a damning report on how government officials and other authorities have been taking advantage of women and girls, many of them hard-pressed to give in order to survive in the camps, lucky enough to have fled Boko Haram insurgency. Human Rights Watch says in July this year it documented sexual abuse, including exploitation, of 43 women and girls living in 7 internally displaced persons camps in Maiduguri, Borno State. There were reportedly victims who had been displaced from several towns in the state, including Bama and Baga. The HRW's report is corroborated by the NOI Poll's situational assessment of IDPs in the Northeast, also in July this year. NOI, being a Nigerian research organization, reported that 66% of 400 displaced people in Adamawa, Borno and Yobe states said camp officials sexually abused the displaced women and girls. Many of the camps are overpopulated, and reaching everyone is a challenge. Food and supplies are needed on a daily basis, and much as it has helped with the distribution of these supplies, the National Emergency Management Authority realizes it is a task that cannot be embarked on alone. Government, aid organizations and corporate organizations are a usual sight at the various camps, but there is only so far that these donations go. Many of the more than 2 million internally displaced persons in Nigeria are scattered across the northeast and Abuja, and with every attack by the insurgents group, more is added to the number. But they all experience one underlying emotion: anger. Anger at the abusers, wishing they could harm them in retaliation.
Still ahead on the program, more migrants dying at sea trying to make their way across to Europe. Do stay with us.